Welcome back, everybody. Oh my goodness, it's been too long.
It's been years.
It's been years, basically, is what it feels like.
Yeah. Especially with the aftermath of what happened in Texas, it feels like a decade.
Yeah, it's the ice apocalypse
Mhm.
and the polar vortex, like Umi and Luna and Jeremiah, and
I didn't even realize they named the storms until after I looked into it.
I thought they
I
only
never-
named hurricanes. I
Yeah,
thought
me
that was
too.
the only thing. I didn't realize he named every natural
They named
disaster.
everything. No wonder they run out of names. They
Yeah. They just recycle the winter storm names for hurricanes. You don't need
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and that's literally why we couldn't do the cast. Like Chris's electricity was down for days longer than
Yo,
ours
I was down bad. Okay, so if we're
Yeah,
gonna
you
talk
go.
about this, let me tell you all my experience.
Yeah.
So
Tell
I
us
think
your harrowing story.
the last time I saw y'all was Saturday when Elijah was down. We did the pizza review. Sunday.
The Elijah's birthday week. Which
Oh
is
yes, yeah.
Yeah.
pretty cool. We'll get into that though.
Sunday. That's when like it got a little bit colder. And then it was expected to get really bad Monday. No one said anything about power going out. No one said anything about water going out. Monday at like 7 or 8 a.m. So my power went out halfway through the night. I didn't even realize it. But at like 7 a.m., the fire alarm started going off.
Mm.
So I wake up to a
Neat.
fire alarm, no power, couldn't get that off for like an hour. We still had water, luckily. But then the next day, our water went out. And we weren't, again, no one had mentioned anything about power outages. We weren't aware that the water was going to be an issue too. I mean, obviously, we drip the water that like they tell you all the time.
Right.
Yeah.
But we weren't prepared. So we didn't have, well, I mean, we had food, but we had nothing to cook it on. It was like
Yeah, you
chicken
weren't
and things like
prepared
that.
for,
Like things
an
to make it.
actual disaster. So-
Yeah, and like a condo or apartment, they only use electric. They don't use gas.
Right.
So
Yeah. So we were out of power until Friday. So we finally got power back like that following Friday. But halfway through the week, we realized that the apartment complex's grill
Mhm.
is gas.
Right.
So
Okay.
so on like Thursday we learned that. So we went out and we cooked some chicken, and then
But like below freezing weather. But
Yeah.
I mean, you have to.
well,
do it.
they have a fire pit that was gas too. So we let the
Oh,
chicken
okay.
on the grill, and then we hung out by the fire pit.
there
And it
we
was
go.
nice and hot.
Just letting the grease like fly at you a little bit while you're grilling. It's like, oh,
Right.
Okay.
Dude, that was the one time I was just I was so appreciative of that.
Yeah.
And then we were using the pool water for like our toilets to like to flush the toilets and everything. So we had to go back and forth with like big old buckets. But Tuesday and Wednesday, when we didn't have anything, we had like canned chili, canned beans and things like
Uh-huh.
that. And we have a fireplace, and luckily we had wood. We found wood that we had to put in the fireplace.
Yeah.
So we put the wood in the fireplace. We got a little pot and we put chili in it and just cooked it over the fireplace. And it was
You barbarian, dude.
yeah, dude, it was legit.
You
I
went
felt-
like old school, like old west, right there.
Yeah.
Dude, it was awesome. I legit was like, you know what? I kind of want to go camping. Not for a week, maybe a few days.
This is
Yeah.
where all the Boy Scouts shine. They're just
Yeah.
like, this is what I prepared like half my life for.
Yeah.
In my experience in dealing with Boy Scouts, though, I did an overnight stay on our ship with Boy Scouts, and it was going down into the 30s, and like none of them brought jackets or like nothing in terms of like heat or layered clothing. And I was like, aren't y'all supposed to always be prepared?
Right.
Like,
Like,
isn't that's what they-
skin on skin contact is the best way to prevent hypothermia. That's their argument.
Oh gosh.
Elijah turns around and then
And then I
turns
just
back
leave.
around to look at
Yeah.
them and see they're
Yeah.
all just naked, just
Yeah, they're
keeping
just all
warm.
huddling and
Oh my god.
they got a sleep
Oh.
pile like the crews.
But yeah, that was my experience. We actually didn't get water back until this past Tuesday.
So that's like almost a week.
Yeah, so it took us a while to even get water back.
Are y'all still under a
Um,
water boil in that part
no.
of
That was luckily that was lifted when I think for all of
A
Austin.
week later. I think
Yeah.
it was
Yeah.
a week later, man.
I think parts of Corpus Christi are still under a water boil.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's Corpus Christi though. Their water treatment is the most
Like the worst.
asinine thing outside of like the actual U.S. Congress.
Yeah.
Like in terms of management, they're horrible.
Mhm.
Yeah, but I don't know if you guys heard the company that runs the grid, the like electrical grid for Texas, the ERCOT.
Yeah.
3 or 4 of their like board members don't even live in Texas.
Yeah. And
Really?
5 of them
Yeah.
resigned after this.
Oh
Five,
my
yeah,
God.
I think 4 or 5 of them resigned, and then 1 withdrew their application.
Yeah, I didn't even know.
Are they? So they're
what the heck
hiring?
That was so
No,
they're hiring.
don't do it. Don't do it.
I didn't even know what they were, but in the name, it's like the Electricity Reliability Council,
Yeah.
and it's just like, what the heck? Like,
It
how reliable
literally,
can
yeah.
you be if you just,
Yeah.
I don't know. They, like, from what I heard, they downplayed how bad the storm was going to be, and then
Yeah.
whenever
Mhm.
the storm was bad, they started those rolling blackout, or the decision to start the rolling blackouts was like extremely delayed, and like they were sitting on
Yeah.
it for a while, and they shouldn't have.
And the issue, I also some places, it was weird because some places had electricity and no water. Some places had water, no electricity, and then some places had didn't have both or didn't
Yeah,
have
my
either.
brother had both for almost the entire time.
Mm-hmm.
He had problems with water toward like the latter end of the week,
Mm-hmm.
like Wednesday and Thursday. But that like the whole city was starting to go into the water boil and stuff like that. So,
Yeah.
but he had electricity throughout. Like he didn't lose power that much. I think he lost like for like a couple hours for one night.
Yeah.
So and then my aunt and uncle had lost power for like 2 or 3 days.
Up
And
in Dallas, or
no, the ones in Austin.
the ones that okay.
Oh,
wow.
Gotcha.
And so they had kept updated through Facebook, did the whole Mark Safe thing, and
Yeah.
but they had lost power for a couple days.
Yeah.
And it was weird because like right across the street from them, they had power.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
it's like I don't know how they like districts are decided and all that mumble jumble stuff, but yeah, the management for it was like it was asinine. It was
Yeah.
terrible.
Yeah.
Because Westlake was it's not far from where I'm at, so I figure they would be going with the same issue,
Bougie
but,
Austin.
but they had power and they had water.
Of course they
Like
did.
I had to go to a gym in Westlake to shower and everything,
Mm.
and so I'm assuming they had everything. But again, Westlake is considered its own little like city within Austin.
like a suburb.
Like they have like their own city limits and everything.
Yeah.
So, do you know why the smoke alarms went off when the electricity went off? Is it because they're connected to electricity too?
I
That
think
I have no
it's to
idea.
deal with the fact it's an apartment building. So we had an upstairs neighbor turn on their heater for the first time during this ice storm,
Mm-hmm.
and they had never turned on their heater before ever, and so it started burning up all the dust and stuff inside their apartment, and it triggers the alarm for everyone in the building, regardless. And so
But there's also a battery in there too, right? So it's like,
Yeah.
it's
Well,
like
there's
it
like-
triggers
there's
it,
like-
but
well,
as
what
long
I'm-
as the battery life is like.
Well, what I'm saying is, like inside the building itself, at least for us, we have an extra fire alarm that's inside of the building, kind of like a breaker is.
Yeah.
It's like that, and so it'll ring and blare and stuff if anybody else in the apartment that's connected to us
Mm-hmm.
goes off.
Yeah,
So
but not in
'cause I've-
your apartment though. Like not like it wouldn't be blaring inside your apartment. You would just hear it like off in the distance.
oh no, I hear it inside our apartment because I thought our smoke alarm was going off.
Oh, okay.
And I went to go check ours, and ours weren't going off. It was someone from upstairs.
Oh,
And they did this 3 times, and it was like
that's
9 or
weird,
10 o'clock at night, and Val has to go to work at like 5. And I was like, I went outside with my dog, and I was like, whoever's turning on their heater, just stop.
Yeah.
Just go get a Snuggie like the rest of us,
Jeez.
Well, the thing is so our apartment complex, it was deserted. Everybody but us somehow like managed to make it out and leave. So there weren't many like people around the apartment complex because we would go and walk around.
Uh-huh.
So in our building, there were several fire alarms that were going off, but no one was doing anything about it because, again, no one else is in the building. So we were able to like turn ours off, but at like 7 or 8 in the morning on Monday, we had to call someone to get that sorted out, and that took a while because obviously that's when like the storm hit right away. Maintenance couldn't come make it out, and also our apartment complex, the office was closed. And then on Thursday night is when we got power at like 11 a.m. Again, it went off, but we had to wait again for maintenance to come and like shut it off and everything.
Yeah.
And it was, I don't know, it was just crazy. It was disgusting. It sucked, dude. I was I was out.
We were encased in a half inch of ice. Like there are several trees out like right in front of us. And I mean, the entire tree from the very top branch all the way down, it was like in an ice cube.
Right.
Yeah.
Like I've never seen anything like that.
Like the rain froze over it, and it was just solid ice all the way down.
Yeah, like there was no snow in our part of Louisiana at all, but there was ice. And like on the roads and stuff, they closed down sections of the highway in between cities. And then in between like portions of downtown Baton Rouge and downtown New Orleans, like you couldn't go anywhere. Like at all. Like you were stuck in like the literal sense of the term. And yeah, I've never like I've been in ice and cold and stuff like that before. I've never been like this cold, this ice, anything like that.
Yeah, for Austin it was like a record. It was like the longest amount of time when it was like below freezing that it was. It was like
that's crazy.
140 hours previously back in like the 70s or 80s or something like that. And it was 144 hours that we spent below freezing temperatures.
So almost a week, right? Over a week.
Yeah. I think so.
120 is 10.
Would be
24, 48. A big number, big number.
72, 96.
96, yeah. And then
y'all are so smart.
Y'all are trying to make me do math right now.
I know. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. My baby's 96 months.
It was like a freaking, triumph for us. Like we lasted the longest Austin's ever lasted.
Dude, I like at one point I was laying in bed and I literally had nothing. So I had to save my phone battery because I had to check in with work. My Switch died. Like everything I had died already.
God. So
I sat there and I just stared at the darkness that was my ceiling and just contemplated life. And it was 10 at night and I'm just like, wow, this is really how I go. I started like doing tally marks on the wall on how many days I was going. Dude, it was
like Castaway, you start like mapping out stars,
Thursday is when I got it sorted out and I was like, yo, let's do this. I'm ready to hunt.
Oh my God.
And then obviously we got power out.
You start like sharpening sticks to make like little spears and shanks and stuff.
Yo, I have a couple of shivs I'll send pictures of.
Yeah, we definitely went through phases too. Like we were trying to figure out what the next step was, like how long this was gonna last, and like hearing from checking on Chris and stuff, like hearing his thing was out for longer than ours was because our power went out like for 2 nights, I think. And oh man, it was miserable in here. Like we don't have the best like insulation or anything. Like the house is kind of old. There's like a little crack in the door. Like the cold gets in. Like no doubt, the cold gets in. And it was crazy though because you could see. Well, first thing we did was power went out, or we realized the power went out. I grabbed the tub of Christmas decorations, took all the decorations out, put all the food in, and then packed it in with the snow.
Yeah.
And then I put it outside in the snow with a big old mound surrounding it. So I protected all the food that we had in the fridge and the freezer. First off. And I was just like, all right, I feel pretty good about that. Like, that's cool.
A lot of people did that too. Like they had like buckets or they put like their own coolers out there and they just use the snow ice and they'd leave it out there and like it would encase itself in ice.
Yeah, exactly. No, yeah, that's right. Because
Like the
there
second
were like
part,
phases, dude. There was
yeah, like the
the
second, like
first snow.
Wednesday, it like re-iced everything from
Yeah.
Monday,
Yeah.
So
and I was
so
seeing pictures of like that stuff. That's oof.
yeah, you got to think this was below. I mean, it was below freezing, and it got down to like I think it was 9 or 7
I was about to
or
say,
something
did
like
it
that.
did it did it actually break into the single digits?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I went out there that morning that it broke like single digits. I don't even think it snowed yet. I don't even think it snowed yet by then. But I was just like, holy crap! Like I finally experienced like single digit weather, right?
Yeah,
So it snows and it's all powdery, like beautiful. Like it's a whole nother kind of winter wonderland type of feeling,
wintertime.
right? It was so soft that you couldn't even pack it in for a snowball sometimes.
Oh
Like that's
wow,
how crazy soft this snow
that's
was at
like
one point.
powder.
Yeah, it was like powdered sugar, dude.
Yeah.
So then the next night, it has a freezing rain. It's like below freezing temperatures,
Uh-huh.
but it's a freezing rain. So all the rain that comes down ices over the snow. So
Yeah.
whenever you go out into the snow, it's like you're on an iceberg, like weird, like it cracking, sliding, and just
Yeah.
craziness. And yeah, the box we put out there with our food completely iced over. Like freaking Mr. Freeze shot it with his gun or
Yeah.
something.
I'll tell you
Um,
what though, I went out one night, I think it was Tuesday night, and we were starting to warm up a little bit, but we were getting re-iced again.
mhm.
And I kind of sat out there for like maybe 20 minutes and just hearing the trees move with the wind and like hearing the crackling of the ice
Yeah,
with like this nice like pitch black ambiance with moonlight. It was like it was surprisingly calming.
it was
Like I
it was
enjoyed it.
interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did that too. I mean, I had to take the dogs out, and it's just like,
Yeah.
I had to like
Oh,
rake
Odin
the
had a
snow.
field day.
Oh yeah.
Him and Murphy love like ice cubes. And so
Mhm.
we give Odin like ice cubes as like a treat, 0 calories, keeps him hydrated.
Yeah, exactly.
He'll go stand by the freezer until you give him ice. And so he went outside the first that Monday morning, and he didn't know what to do with himself.
Dude,
Just
nice.
like cracking all the ice on the grass, and then started chewing on all of the ice on the grass. So like I would break off an icicle from like the fence or like off of our top windowsill or whatever,
Mhm.
and just give that to him, and he would like run around with it and
Oh
chew
yeah.
on it and
Not to
stuff.
mention the icicles that were forming this
Yeah,
time
dude,
around, dude.
they were over like 5-6 inches.
I've never seen anything like that. I've never
Well,
seen
when we
like
were,
icicles.
it was funny because when we were already at your place, Daniel, we had already seen like those icicles on y'all's, like the lights you guys have in the backyard. Like they were already like fairly sized too.
Yeah,
And that was
yeah.
just on Saturday. That was like the Saturday before it hit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like some of these were like,
those were like finger length. Like it was crazy.
Oh,
yeah.
but they ended up getting like it more like 2 feet.
Oh my
Like
gosh.
2 feet long and thick, dude. They
Yeah.
got real thick. Like
Yeah.
I had to throw like whenever everything started to melt down, I had to like throw crap up there to break the icicles so they didn't fall on the dogs later,
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was so weird.
Did
Dude,
anyone's like trees or anything like snap? We had 2 trees. They're like not the trunk, but like the supporting branch off the trunk, like the thickest ones. We had 2 of those snap off, and one of them almost hit a car.
Mm-hmm.
But luckily,
there were a few like nearby, but
Uh-huh.
they were mostly in like the open field around us. So it wasn't like they were pretty big, but luckily they didn't do any damage anywhere else.
Yeah.
And they got taken care of.
Yeah, because I was thinking of a coworker of mine a long time ago. Her house is like the tree they have in their backyard is like right up against the house, so like the branch will hit it. So I was thinking about like if that iced over, probably snap that tree, like that'll hit the house.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was a few trees. I mean, a big tree down the road, and then that actually was the only way we could salvage branches and stuff like that. It was like the second night or so, and I was just like,
Yeah.
if this thing lasts like because we're freezing, like I'm going to bed in like layers, and then blankets on blankets on blankets.
Oh
and
yeah,
I just hated that. Like, oh
Yeah.
geez. So and I was thinking, I was like, all right, like I used the last of the firewood when everyone else was here, like, you know, for just like hostess mode, you know.
Yeah.
And I didn't have any firewood for the fireplace, so the ice that was building up on the branches was so heavy that it was leaning a lot of trees into our yard from the next door neighbor's yard.
Mhm.
And like by state law or whatever, you know, that's technically my tree now. So I cut. Me and Jay went out there and we were cutting trees and like branches and stuff, and we gathered up
Yeah.
a bunch. And we were, you know, they were iced over, so we let them sit overnight so they could melt, and
Yeah.
then we would be able to use them for, you know, like firewood and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Luckily, the power came on after that, so all that work was done. But we were ready, you know, like we were like working hard and in the freaking snow and 10-degree weather. It's like, oh,
Like true lumberjacks from like
Yeah.
Wisconsin,
yeah.
Minnesota.
Wisconsin.
Just made me feel like
Oh
I
man,
could make
all
it, you
my
know?
family from Minnesota were all just making fun of us, and I was like, I'd like to see you handle a Category 4 hurricane.
Oh yeah,
You know, like
definitely.
our infrastructures are not built the same to handle
Yeah.
different things.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I don't think it's fair to like make fun of anybody for like
I know.
to think like Ted Cruz would oddly enough made fun of California for their blackouts. Like I don't
Yeah.
think that was right for him to make fun of him because look at us. But like obviously every state is built different.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's like what we have to deal with compared to what Minnesota has to deal with. Of course, it's two different things. It's winter all the time for them. For us, it's summer
Exactly.
all the time. You know?
Like it gets 80 degrees and they all melt. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think we should have gone through all that we went through, like with the power
No.
outages and stuff. Like
Also, yeah,
there was it was
Well, the thing too, especially for Corpus Christi, there's a huge wind farm out there right outside of the airport.
yeah.
And it like the storm freezes over all that entire wind farm. So the entire like a third of the city's electricity is just automatically shut down.
Yeah.
And that electricity also provides electricity for the valley and like real other. It goes down into like Edinburgh and Brownsville and Laredo.
Mhm.
So this is an example of wind power is fucking stupid. It's the most stupid thing you can think of. I can't stand the argument for wind power.
I guess it's more of a locational sort of thing, though. Because obviously, some
'cause you
places
can't have a
don't
wind
have
farm up in the Midwest or
Yeah.
Northeast. You can't have a wind farm outside of like Florida and Texas,
Yeah,
where you have a Gulf Stream and you have a nice strong sea breeze.
Yeah.
You could probably do one in Chicago, but it'll freeze over 7 months of the year. It's
Yeah.
just dumb. It's a waste. And then you burn fossil fuels to generate the turbine to start moving.
yeah,
And then after a year, you replace the fan ducts, and those fans are like 60 feet long. They don't dispose of them. They put them in a landfill.
So if you guys haven't noticed, we're on the rant section of our podcast, where
I'm just
Elijah tells
saying-
us how he doesn't
Yeah, I
like
don't know
wind
about
power
saying-
things.
turbines.
I'm just saying we
So
have 5
the-
nuclear power plants within the entirety of the United States. We can become completely energy independent.
Yeah,
And you could literally have a block of uranium this big. It'll power the entirety of like Texas and California for the next 840 years. So
Tell
you talk
ERCOT
about
that.
being energy dependent. Just go nuclear. It's fine.
Just go nuclear.
tell
it's-
what is it, ERCOT, whatever. Tell them that because
I will tell them
apparently they were trying to get them to winterize the grid earlier. Like there had
Yeah.
been reports that they wanted to do this like months ago, but they
Uh-huh.
were just like, oh, it would never happen. You know, it's like a once in a blue moon sort of thing, and literally it
And
happened.
that blue moon
and-
showed up.
yeah,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, aside from Elijah's points and on wind energy and things like that, I just don't know how. It's like there was way too much. Like there were way too many mistakes, like all in a row. Like,
Yeah.
how was that happen back to back to back, and like we didn't have
That could go
contingencies
off
back
into
to
like
back
a
to back, you
failure
know?
of leadership and management. I mean,
Yeah.
once they have a problem, they realize the problem too late, and then it confounds or exponentiates the next problem that they run into.
Yeah,
That's exactly what happened. It was a failure of leadership.
I know.
That's what led this, was the failure for them to realize that, like, hey, this still could potentially happen. Just because it doesn't happen often, just because it's always hot here, doesn't mean it will never happen.
Yeah. And then
how did they not have contingency for like one snow? You know, like we had
because they were making money
longer for the last time. You know,
it depends though. Like Blue Bonnet Co-op didn't make that. Like they're a co-op, they don't make like that much money. You know, and most of that money just goes back into the investor. So, you know, like I wouldn't say necessarily just because they're making money. It's they have a monopoly of energy on the state. So,
well, like they're in charge of the like. So what I learned is that there are 3 grids, and Texas basically is its own grid.
Yeah.
So, like, how do you mess up the entire grid's function? You know, like one event, maybe widespread. I don't know if all Texas was covered in snow or not. You know.
Oh, it was.
Yeah. So it's like it was freezing for sure.
Yeah.
But even then, in some parts there wasn't enough snow for an outage, but because they were rolling it around trying to distribute, they did it so late that they over exerted the grid itself, and then the backup grids, and it's just like how do you mess that up? That's like literally what you get paid for. Like that's like literally your job. Like you should know what to do in the worst of situations, and they didn't know. And then
because like El Paso, they didn't get they got ice and stuff, but it wasn't as bad as Central and North Texas.
Yeah,
but it was still pretty bad. But
College
they never
Station,
lost power that I know of, because we kept tabs with Val's family, and they were fine.
College Station didn't lose any power or water. Like they had everything. They were frozen over as well. Like they got it just as bad as Austin. No power loss. No, and that's what I'm thinking. I don't know if it was like for all smaller cities or smaller towns, if that still applied to them, because I don't know if maybe they needed as much electricity, as much power, as much water. So it could be potentially just a lack thereof. So
higher demand cities are probably affected more.
Oh yeah.
I don't know.
And so the main thing that I blame for this storm is for 2 things. Number one is
Mother Nature.
Well, we went from Austin to Baton Rouge on Sunday.
You guys are crazy.
The ice was already forming and all that stuff. And so, we instead of going like 80, we went 40, and that was like the fastest we went for like 3 hours until we hit Houston, and Houston was still above freezing. So once we hit Houston, it was fine. But like all of Central Texas, was starting to encase itself in ice. Yeah. People were swerving too hard into the Dunkin' Donuts and like running amok, you know?
Oh, gosh, yeah.
It was crazy. But it took a 7-hour drive. Like almost 9.5, almost 10 hours.
Yeah.
Like just being cautious and that sort of thing.
That's a full work shift.
Yeah. I would rather that.
Oh yeah. And then we both had to go to work the next day.
Yeah. Oh, that's disgusting, dude.
But luckily my work was canceled because I couldn't leave the house. Like our cars were encased in ice. Val was starting her like one of her new rotations, and like we had to go out there and break the ice off her car. And she lived like right down the block, so it wasn't like a tremendously far away place. But like everything at that hospital was closed except for like the ER and the COVID unit. Those 2 like were the only ones that were open. And so she came back home like 2 hours later.
Gosh.
Yeah, it was crazy. And then the other thing that made me really upset is because it started Thursday night.
Mm-hmm.
And we can kind of segue this into my glorious Death of Youth birthday party week.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a steakhouse in Austin called the Roaring Fork. It's the greatest steak I've ever had in my life. And I was so excited. I planned like my whole trip around this one steakhouse event.
That was one of your requests, and we couldn't make it, unfortunately.
And then so Thursday starts icing over, and they're already starting places in Austin already starting to lose power. And Roaring Fork was one of them, so we kept trying to call them, can't get through. They had one of their like hostess people,
yeah,
call everyone on their reservation list and we got the call saying like, "Hey, we can't get power." And it's like 6:30, and our reservation's like at 6:45.
Yeah, it was like on 6:30.
Yeah,
What the heck?
and she finally calls. It's like, "Hey, like we can't get power, you know." And of course, if you lose power or you don't have any hot water, you have to close the restaurant.
Yeah.
So I was like, "Okay." And so we went to a nice little Mexican place. It was delicious.
Baby A, shout out.
Baby A's, yeah, it was
Yeah,
delicious.
yeah. It was good.
And but I never got to go to that steakhouse.
We'll make it happen, dude.
I
It's
know.
just it was
Well,
just bad.
what my wife did though for like our actual birthday is we went to a Brazilian steakhouse. So I had all of the filet mignon I wanted, and I
Ooh.
made sure I got my money's worth.
Oh yeah. You have to like when you go to those Brazilian steakhouses, you have to starve yourself.
You have
can't-
to, yeah.
you
Like
can't
I
eat.
didn't eat the whole day because I didn't know
Yeah.
what we were doing. She just said we have reservations at 6:30. You know, wear like
Don't
a nice
eat.
polo. Yeah,
Yeah.
and so I didn't eat.
I've never been to one of those places.
You didn't go with Isaiah? What was it, 2-3 years ago? No.
No, I don't think so. What
Okay.
did you get there though? Like you said, filet
So-
mignon. Like what else do they got?
It's endless meat basically. It's just
endless
like a
meat.
different choice of meat. So they have like some sirloin steak. They have some
Like
lamb, chicken,
chicken,
sausage.
shrimp. And a
Oh,
Brazilian style sausage, which is like an American hot dog, but like more flavorful.
It's good.
It's so good. And you have to go in there with the mindset that you're going to get your money's worth. So you don't stop when you're full.
No,
You stop when you hate yourself or you start developing the meat sweats.
No, yeah. You
And then
can't.
they have these little Brazilian rolls that have like cheese inside of them.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
And that's where they get you.
And they'll bring you like sides too to start off, which is
Yeah.
where people go wrong. Let me tell you, there's a whole strategy, and people screw up at this part here. But they'll start by bringing you like mashed
Yeah.
potatoes, plantains.
Yeah, like a fried
you
sweet
can-
plantain.
Yeah.
It's delicious.
So they'll start bringing you and the bread. They'll start bringing you that stuff, but obviously don't eat it because they're trying to get you.
Yeah.
And then they go around. You have like a card. You flip
it's
it.
green
One
or
side it's
red.
red and green. And so if it's on green, that means you want meat. So then the guys will start buying meat and stuff like that. But
They
if you
got
put
them
it on
these,
red,
like sword dagger things, and they'll cut them and they'll give you it. So, like, if you wanted like a piece of flank steak, you know, say you want a medium or medium rare flank steak, they'll cut off that piece and they'll give it to you, and then they'll leave. But then, like, the sausage guy comes because he sees the green card, gives you a sausage, and then like the shrimp guy comes, and then like, so they had a bacon wrapped filet mignon. And then like a normal filet mignon, and then they had a garlic crusted filet mignon.
that's my favorite.
That was my favorite piece.
That's my favorite.
So I had one of each, and then I had a couple flank steak pieces, couple of sausages, and it was the greatest thing ever.
Dude, Daniel, I highly recommend at least going there once. There's one right by you guys, Estancia.
Yeah, it's at the Arboretum, and if I like if you're going for like a nice something special, go to a Brazilian steakhouse for sure.
Also,
Like-
if you're looking to just completely pig out, that's also a good place to do it. And if you go, let me know. I will definitely accompany you. I
Make
love,
Golden Brow look like a little girl. you
dude,
know?
I don't go there often, but I love going to the Brazilian steakhouse just because it's endless meat, and also you don't feel as shitty. I'll go in with the mindset like I'm not eating that bad food, like that bad of a
It's
food.
all keto friendly,
Yeah,
except for the bread
Yeah, I feel
and the
that.
plantains.
I just look
And
at it
then
and I'm like, it's protein. It's all protein. That's fine.
But yeah, it was so good. So we made up for it.
Well, and we basically celebrated it like low key, like 30 years old. How does it feel right now, though? Like, are you in a crisis?
I do feel like I'm in a crisis mentally.
Because I mean, we need your insight because we're all right behind you.
I know. And then I have somebody else that's turning 30, and I'm just like, oh my god. And so like I can officially complain about like knee pain, lower back pain,
Nah, bro.
like I feel okay, like physically. Like
you're,
I
like, barely
went
in
back
your
to the
prime, bro.
gym the other day and started going back. more regularly because
He's
I
on a
realized that I
keto
am 30
diet.
and like it's not the age where you start declining physically. That's more like around 35, 40. But I was like,
you're still within that range though, where you
yeah,
start
but I
losing
realized like I
testosterone
moved
and
like
things
your
like that.
checkbox down, you know,
Mhm.
like you have like the
Oh.
18, the 20 to 25, 25 to 29, and then like the 30 to whatever.
Yeah.
And then it
30
just
to
goes to
100.
50 and then just goes to year 100.
Yeah.
So I moved down that checkbox and that really hurt.
I
And
haven't had
then
to see a checkbox in a while, so that's gonna
Yeah.
suck.
then I asked we have a new hire at our work and I was like, so what year were you born? And he goes 2002 and that stung.
2002.
2002 post 9/11.
This is like what, 19, 20?
Yeah, he's about 19.
Oh, jeez.
Wow.
It hurt me. It hurt my soul.
Yeah. The whole decade after you.
Yeah.
Holy crap.
You guys
It's
remember when
crazy.
we were so young and we would look up to older people and be like, "Oh, I can't wait to be old." And then now we
No,
are older
no.
and we're just like, "I hate it. I hate it here."
Yeah.
Like now I know why the old people are so pissed off at the youth and the youth are
Right.
so ignorant of the old. Like I get it now.
Yeah.
Like the youth lack wisdom and experience, but they have a great physicality. The old people lack physicality, but they have great youth and wisdom.
Yeah.
I'm getting that understanding, you know. But no, it was great. It was a beautiful week in Austin. We took go to the dog park. Monday and Tuesday were beautiful. Like it got cold at night, but like in the daytime it'd be like 65 and sunny.
Yeah.
You had no
The
idea
only
this
days
moving
we could
ice
go out.
apocalypse was like right above you.
Yeah.
So, and then we went and hung out and went to various places in Austin, and it was great. It was a beautiful time.
Sweet.
you
Y'all
know?
did show me that game, Codenames we played.
Yeah,
I
yeah. So, like I'm really big into
can't-
like board game nights, that sort of thing. So we had 2 of those, and a game called Code Names, where you have a list of 25 names, and then you have a team. It's like one person guesses a word on the board, and then the other team has to figure that out.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Just I'm probably not explaining it correct, but it's like in
It's
the
hard to
line,
explain,
like
but, if you get it, it's like definitely worth it with a group.
yeah,
And you can work together, and it's fun.
it's like
Yeah.
telephone, but you have to guess what they're saying instead of repeating what they say.
Yeah, I'm still thinking about that game, dude. I love it.
Yeah.
It was so much fun.
That game is
Yeah, and it came out with a bunch of expansions that I want to pick up too.
Yeah.
So they have like a Disney
Right,
one, and then
right.
a Marvel one, and then like a second pack and stuff.
Mhm.
So it's really cool. It's really cool.
You said you were getting back in the gym, and
Yeah.
I
Oh.
went to the gym recently, dude. How do y'all do it with these damn masks, dude?
So like
I can't
at
freaking
our,
breathe.
I go to the one at our apartment. I haven't
Mhm.
been to like an actual gym
Yeah.
since COVID, but I go to the one at our apartment. Our apartment has everything I need. It's got a lot of really good free weights, dumbbells. It has a fake squat rack thing. So, and then a couple of treadmills and like some like machines.
Mhm.
But so like the mask policy is not really enforced. Like they say, hey, you should wear it, but if you're breathing heavy or like doing cardio or whatever, like you can take it off.
Right.
But like no more than like 4 people, and of course like January and February, a bunch of people are there. I stopped around mid-September, but I went back and there's one person there, but I did wear the mask once, but it was like a bandana,
Mhm.
and so I just put it over my nose and then had the little triangular
You can
flap,
breathe like
nice
that,
and
yeah.
loose. Yeah, but I don't go if there's more than like 4 or 5 people.
Yeah.
Because everyone's a doctor here, and they probably all work the COVID unit, so I'm not too paranoid about it.
Yeah.
As someone who's probably been exposed a lot, so
I was the opposite. As soon as the gyms reopened, because this is when I was in College Station, but as soon as they reopened,
Yeah.
I went immediately. But the gym that we went to, shout out TrueFit, is easily my favorite gym. I love that place.
Mm.
But
Yeah.
you had to wear masks and you had to wear gloves. So I had to go out and buy like
Yeah.
football gloves.
Same.
So it was super weird working out with gloves when you've never worked out with gloves. I don't use gloves.
Weird.
That was weird. But to go off of the whole mask thing, I warm up on the treadmill. So I'll like run on the treadmill and like I'll wear my mask. I thought I was gonna die.
Right.
The
I thought
treadmill or treadmill?
Treadmill. Sorry, I don't.
Treadmill.
Don't do that. Don't do me like that.
That's English, dude.
You're so troll. You're such a troll.
English is.
Every time I've trolled him, he was like, I gotta get him.
Yeah.
But I instantly thought I was gonna die. It was difficult. I got used to it after a while, and then I started looking around at the gym, and what people would do is they would like pull it down so they can breathe like on, or like they'll like breathe in. I would take mine off to like take in some breaths, and then I'd put it back on. But yeah, I got used to it after a while, and now I pretty much wear it. It's gonna be weird. I think it's gonna be weird when everything is back to before COVID times when I'm not wearing a mask.
Yeah.
Because sometimes I make some weird faces.
Yeah.
Everyone makes weird faces working out.
Yes. Like I breathe when I work out. Like I when I lift, I breathe. Like I focus on my breathing. I'm like pushing. I'm exhaling while I push. Like I can't even imagine cardio. I'm like I need to freaking breathe. And the mask that I brought was like every time I breathe through my nose, like out through my mouth. I would breathe through my nose, and the mask would like stop my circulation of air. And I was like, dude, I just cannot do this. And sure enough, like you said, dude, there were people there that were just like had their things like this or just straight up chin diaper,
Yeah.
Which
like,
is just that, why are you even wearing the mask at all?
Yeah.
But some people would go into the gym because also again the gym that before I came back to Austin and TrueFit, they were checking temperature as well. Yeah. So people would wear their mask, scan in, get their temperature checked, go start off with whatever they need to do, take off the mask, and then put it away. Like they would just go maskless. Yeah. And at first they were kind of enforcing it. They were like, no, put your mask back on. But after a while, I guess they realized too many people were doing it.
Yeah.
And so they were like, didn't do anything.
Like I see like on social media, which probably isn't a great place for this sort of stuff, but like they all just violate the mask protocol. And I think
it's just kind of depends on where it's at, because College Station, a college town, a bunch of college students who really aren't too bothered by it. I've learned that a lot of the
college kids I work with are extremely bothered by people who don't wear a mask.
Not the ones at College Station, and also Florida. I don't know if y'all heard about the University of Miami or whatever, but anyways. But here in Austin, though, everybody's pretty stern on wearing a mask. Like I don't see people like chin diaper it. I don't see people. I'm the only one at my gym that'll like move it down past my nose so I can breathe. So every time I do it, I feel super bad, but I'm just trying to breathe. But like everybody here in Austin is super like stern about at least at Golds.
Like everyone just wears it like on the side of their ear like this, and like it's not covering anything. The only time I've ever had my like temperature taken in public was in Austin when we went to this really cool like Japanese bookstore. And then one time when I went to work when one of our coworkers had COVID, those were the only two times I've ever had my temperature taken.
Dude, it's nerve wracking. Like I get nervous every time. Like even if I'm like, if I like have allergies,
pointing a gun to your head. So
if I have allergies, I get so nervous. I'm like, what if it detects that I have allergies and thinks I have COVID, and then it just shoots my temperature up? What if I get tackled? So
no, apparently it's supposed to be accurate if you shoot it on like your wrist or if you shoot it in the eye.
Yeah,
it's what various medical professionals have told me.
I've only ever had it done like on my forehead. Like they use that forehead temperature one.
Yeah, but that forehead one is supposed to be like for like your eye.
Yeah.
Like you're supposed to shoot it in your eye. Like that's how you can tell. Because your eye's like next to the brain.
So
somehow anatomically.
So you're just gonna blind me? They're just gonna blind me to take my temperature? Is that how it works?
So you won't even see it. So
okay.
I see a lot of chin diapers. Like I'll be honest. Like I see a lot of people just kind of
Oh,
wearing
dude, like
masks all weird.
like when I'm at Target grocery shopping, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But like and at the gym, like seeing them chin diaper it up, I was like, I don't blame you. Like I can't freaking breathe, and I'm literally just doing push-ups. Like
Yeah.
like I downplayed my workout, and I was still having trouble breathing, and I was like, I mean, I can't blame them for not being able to breathe, but we're also in this mask mandate.
Yeah.
Like and like the way I am, like with the mask, I don't really believe like the masks do much. I personally just wear the mask to comfort other people, you know,
Yeah.
like, so that people feel safer. Like, because people are like generally feel unsafe, like, you know, in the pandemic and stuff like that. So that's why I wear the mask. But it's just I felt weird not being able to do that, and I feel weird like just saying "F it" and then just like doing my workout, you know. Like I just
I
predicament, you know.
So I don't understand how people would just wear them like as a chin diaper, like that's or like do that for like such a long time. Like I take my mask off again to like breathe, but that's when I'm in the gym, especially to breathe, and then I'll put it back on right away. Like it's not something that I just like keep the whole time, or unless I'm doing something heavy, then I'll maybe like leave it so I can take like those like larger breaths.
Yeah.
But I don't understand how people like would wear them on the side or like as chin diapers for so long.
Like,
for me,
I don't care, but I still care, you know? Like, it's like, what?
For me, if I'm around, I wear it when like to a place that I'm not familiar with. So like if I'm going to the Target where I know like a lot of people are, I'll wear it. But like most of the time, like I'm with people that I know or people that I've been around. And so I like around those people or those places, I don't wear it.
Yeah.
But like you said, it like Target, it's more of like a comfort for other people because there are a lot of old people at Target.
Right.
Because Target's litty, so you know, like I'll wear it for them and stuff like that. But I don't want it to be conditional to where like you have to wear the mask, you know, like it's got to be the thing to do. And like several people I've talked to are like, yeah, we're probably never gonna get released from wearing a mask like ever again, you know, like real Orwellian fear of that. So
right.
Yeah.
No, I feel that because I'm
definitely
totally
like
with them, dude.
I didn't realize how much like you can tell what a person looks like with the mask and then without a mask.
Yeah, I feel like there's social like cautions and things that we're taking like away from this too. You know, like we're being
like as like
an actual social cues.
Yeah, like as a customer service, like you smile at the customer and stuff like that. Like you can kind of tell where you're smiling because like
your eyes,
like your face will pick up, but like you're not going to get any of those social cues just staring at somebody else's iris.
Yeah,
and some people don't make good eye contact. Some people suck at it, you know.
And especially like here in Texas, like everybody's so friendly. Like when you even walk by someone in the street or like at the store and like you give them that nod and that smile, like now you can't really do that because they can't really see your smile.
You're gonna turn into deep workers and just hate everybody and not be nice.
The biggest thing I hate is because I have big ears. So anytime I put on a mask, it makes me look like I've been wearing a mask for years already, and so I hate it so much. So I wear a mask like
it's your strudel ear, you know.
So if I wear a mask, I'll wear a hoodie and I'll wear my hoodie over my head. So I'll have my hoodie on and then a mask. So you
gotta do what you gotta do, man. I don't like the ones with the string that make my ears look all Dumbo and stuff.
I definitely prefer the ones you can just pick up and pull down.
Yeah.
And then there's some that like you could put water on, which I'm looking forward to in the summer when I'm on the ship and it's 110 degrees outside. You can pour water on it and like it cools you down. So you can like, put that like around your neck and then you can pick it up around your head like a headband. Yeah, so
that sounds nice.
I'm looking forward to that because that'll be nice. But like, those type of masks I prefer over the like you put them around your ears.
Oh.
Right.
So I don't know if you guys know about Razer. It's like a gaming
Yeah.
company. They create a lot of like accessories for gaming computers, but they came out with their own like RGB mask. So it's like a clear mask, and it has like art, like the coloring,
Yeah.
like the neon coloring and everything on it, and it has like a little air ventilator. I would never buy it, but I thought that was funny.
And that's the thing too, like the clear masks. I feel like those are
creepy
unnecessary too.
Those
Yeah.
are- Like,
the point is, like, I don't want to be like, I don't want you to just see my face. I don't want anything on my face. Like, that's the point. It doesn't need to be see through for, like, it's just.
or like my favorite ones are like Andy Reid from the Chiefs, where it's like the visor thing. That's I can't get into that.
Yeah, dude. I
can't save you from an uppercut.
It doesn't save anybody from anything. Let's be honest. Okay,
Yeah.
You breathe it out, it just goes around the stupid visor.
Yeah.
That's the stupidest.
Might as well
one.
just get like astronaut helmets and just like.
Some people do. They're selling those like on Amazon. You can type in like bubble head nets, and it's like it's like a Ziploc thing, like a zipper device that you can attach to like your hoodie. And yeah, it's like a bubble. It's like an Among Us astronaut shield. And people started wearing those with a mask.
I don't know if you remember this, Elijah, but before this, like when we got news of COVID like coming to the US, at work we had a group chat with like all of us.
Yeah.
And so I would constantly send like links from Amazon to like hazmat suits,
they sell
like reasonably priced hazmat suits, and I would just copy. I didn't think it was really going to come to America so quickly, but I would just like to just stress everybody out. I would just constantly send links to like Amazon hazmat suits. And then it really happened, and I was like, "Wow, I should have bought a hazmat suit then."
Like ones that were yellow, ones that were green. There was one you could like choose like a pattern on. It was just like people sell these things.
Yo, Amazon had one reasonably priced. I think like $20 or something.
Yeah,
so
I was like they were surprised. I don't know if they're effective, but they were affordable.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's all about your state of mind.
There's this podcast that I listened to, and one of the guys had Corona twice, but he keeps going like, "No, I didn't have Corona." Like he tested positive. I was like, "No, I didn't have a Corona." He was like, "It's all a state of mind. If you say you're sick, then you're going to be sick. But if you say you're not sick, then you won't be sick." He was like,
"Exactly." That's why I haven't been to a doctor in 20 years.
Hold on. I don't know if that actually applies to that, but
Elijah's philosophy.
That's a different.
Chickenpox, your body's going to react to having chickenpox. If you say you don't have chickenpox, it's the placebo effect, or the opposite, the negative placebo effect. I've got it's like nocebo. There's a nocebo effect as well.
Do you just make that up?
It's called nocebo effect. If you
I'm Googling.
believe in a negative aspect of something, your body will react negatively. Like doctors testing out new medicines, they have to account for a nocebo effect as well as a placebo effect.
Heard.
And then triple, quadruple blind, double blind studies.
Oh, that is a real thing, nocebo effect.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
But I'm on WebMD. I don't know how reliable that is. WebMD will tell you you're dying.
Oh, WebMD is 100% reliable.
No.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I remember a while back. I was on WebMD and I was like, I have this weird itch on my leg, and it said, "Oh, you're gonna die like now."
You have leg cancer.
Yeah, you're that's it. You're gone.
So I wanna talk to y'all about the Tiger Woods thing.
Oh, dude,
like
he didn't have a hooker this time, did he?
They're saying he did not have a hooker.
He was alone.
That's good.
But
he's learning.
So first off, he got into a horrible accident.
Yeah,
like, messed up both his legs, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I don't wish like foul on his legs or his body or anything. I want the guy to be okay. But due to his past, I wondered, I had the thought, and I feel like I'm this is a very unpopular opinion in the media
Uh-huh.
right now, is
Uh-huh.
that, based on his past, he's had abusive drug problems, and due to injuries, he's had, he takes drugs to alleviate pain for his
Yeah.
injuries and stuff. So I wonder, could he have been impaired at the wheel and totally went off the road? And if you look into like details and stuff,
Yeah.
he just no brake skids. He just like is speeding and hits this thing and hits
He
another
like a
thing.
curb like rolled over, right?
Yeah, he like rolls over, and
Yeah.
then
As somebody who's been in a rollover, it's very, 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 very scary.
and that's what I was thinking too, because you've been in a rollover,
Yeah.
and well, I mean, everyone's different. Everyone's different, obviously. So,
Yeah.
but I'm sure you remember that crap like I think it was yesterday. I feel like that's like you remember that vividly. Tiger Woods woke up the next day and he didn't remember crap.
Exactly. Yeah. And I hit. I didn't hit my head, thankfully, because I had a
right.
Thanks to the 2009 Ford Escape 5-star safety rating.
Shout out!
But
Ford.
I had an airbag on my head, so I didn't hit my head. But what I remember everything, and it's like in an instant too. It's like you're next thing you know, you're on the side of the car or on the side of the road, But I didn't experience any sort of trauma or anything like that. The worst thing I got out pretty lucky. The worst thing I had was a bunch of skin and stuff broke off my elbow. And I still have like a little bitty dent right there. You can feel it. It's gross.
Victory
bubble
scar.
Yeah, and that's about it. So
yeah,
but no, if most people in car accidents will remember everything. So unless it's like a traumatic head, like blunt trauma, you'll remember.
I guess like so, I'm feeling this is kind of fishy. That's like my opinion.
I think you really are onto something, and I think people don't want to blacklist him or throw him into the media like they did a long time ago and ever since then. But there are good pieces of media already out there, like published books about Tiger and biographies of him with abusive opioids because of his back pain. And golf is, as much as we trash golf, but it's actually a really, really difficult sport in terms of body mechanics. Right. And it puts a lot of stress on your body because your body's not meant to contort and twist in the way a golf swing is.
Yes.
So, but there's that. But then, of course, you have like his whole like sex addiction thing, and
like he's had problems. Like I
had problems. Yeah.
So I'm like, I'm not saying what I guess what I'm saying is that I'm not saying
like there's
that he
suspicion
was on
that
drugs.
He was DUI'd.
Exactly. But there's nothing coming out that's saying he was not on drugs. Like it's like the funniest evasive actions of all of the media sources to not say the toxicology results.
Yeah.
And I'm like, damn.
Which I don't know if like whenever I went to the ER, I didn't have to do any sort of toxicology.
Right.
I guess because they knew I was sober, I was fine, but like I was responsive, but like they like if the person's not responsive or anything, they'll do a tox screen or a blood screen. And it's not to like get them in trouble or anything. It's to like see like, hey, if you have some sort of drug or impairment in your system, how can we treat around that? Because different drugs reactively to different things.
But does there need to be any sort of criminal charges pressed? Like, and the sheriff's department's been all up in this thing.
Yeah.
And so the news came out, and I was like, oh crap, that sucks, right? Like you see the headline, but under the headline is like 5 redemption articles of Tiger Woods, like immediately, and I was just like, okay, that's kind of funny. Like they're just going straight to redemption.
Whenever he won the Masters.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Like from drugs to like come back to the winning matches to all that, right? And they have like documentaries on HBO.
Yeah, for like people like me, like who didn't think he would ever win another Masters or another major PGA event ever in his lifetime. It was surprising that he did win one.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So, but yeah, no, like I mean, he's overcome a lot, but you can have relapses.
Exactly.
It happens.
Exactly.
It happens.
And that's like straight up first thing I saw, and I was like, this is kind of fishy. Like they're already pushing the redemption. Like, remember his redemption arc and how cool Tiger Woods is? And I was like, okay. And so the only thing that's come out, and I'd like check in every now and then.
Yeah.
The only thing that's come out is that the sheriff said, "Oh, he was definitely not on alcohol. Like, definitely not." And I was like, okay, like, and like, but it was like this one line in like a random, or it's randomly planted, and then it just goes like, it doesn't show tox results. It doesn't say they did a breathalyzer. It doesn't say any sort of definitive proof. That's like his opinion. He's just saying, oh, he was definitely not on alcohol. And I was like, but what about Xanax?
What about any sort of opioid that he was taking and that he's abused in the past?
Exactly.
You know?
I'm like, I want to know that. And I feel like if this guy has a history, which if you're a police department, you're doing an investigation on somebody and you're looking into his history, which you would, because he has a police history, you would see that and you would have to do a test and to confirm that he didn't abuse the same substance. And there is like absolutely nothing on tox results, and it's been a week, and I'm kind of like, I just want to know yes or no. Like, was he on Vicodin, Xanax, or something like that, or not?
He would have been on some sort of pain reliever, so it wouldn't be Xanax.
I'm not a journalist or anything, but I feel like that's a legit.
Yeah,
question.
Xanax is for like anxiety.
Yeah,
I believe. So I don't think it would be.
He's also had like cases of like, I would say like mental episodes of like severe depression too, because like he lost his dad. Yeah.
Oh yeah, exactly. Like the last time,
like when he lost his dad, and like he relapsed into certain drugs, but he'd go into like military training arcs or something like that. Like he'd go hang out with like former like Navy SEALs or something like that, and like train with them, you know, and like that's how he'd get over like his anxiety and depression and stuff, which is a good outlet for. But like, there was like an anger issue behind all that stuff.
Yeah, the last time they charged him with DUI, he was on Xanax, Vicodin, like I think 2 other things, and he had
hanging out with the Denny's waitress.
Yeah, and he had THC in his system as well. So he was like on something else. He was on a whole nother dimension, you know. Yeah. So I don't know. I definitely hope he wasn't. You know, like, I don't want him to relapse, and I hope for like a speedy recovery. Obviously, I don't want him to break his legs and stuff.
Put rods in his back. Mm-hmm. They put like several nails into his feet. So
the doctor came out, I believe, and said that he might not ever return to golf. Like that's how severe it was. Is that he apparently when they found him, the bone was sticking out of his leg.
That's
yeah. So the doctor was just like, there is a very, very, very high possibility that he won't return to golf.
He's already up in his 40s, right?
Yeah,
upper 40s,
mid
40s. So and I mean, you could play. I mean, there's like a senior PGA, so like you can play golf like well into your 50s and 60s. But like I don't know, like in terms of his career, like I think it's done. Like this is probably the death knell for it, like for sure. Yeah. He's a guy who has problems recovering, like the back issues that he's had those back issues for like 5-6 years. Changed it up his swing, got a new swing coach, got several swing coaches, and it's one of those injuries that like you're not going to recover from. Like Kevin Durant's Achilles rupture, he's never recovering from that. And it's the same thing with the back. Like if you hurt your back in the right way, you're never recovering from it.
Yeah. I don't mean to be like too conspiratorial, you know? Like I'm just like,
well, no, if we want to go that route, it was funny because I was listening to a podcast and the car he was driving was given to him by the company. So it wasn't even his car. It was a company car.
Right.
And it was interesting because these guys started talking.
Company.
The car company, I believe.
It's like a.
It was like a. Yeah. It was. I think it was. I forget what it was named. Like named after the car was named after the first tournament he won or something like that.
Yeah.
But they were talking about how. I mean, I think this is a bit outlandish. that the car company could have possibly like been involved in like since they gave him the car, been involved in the accident that
That's a
kind of
little
drove.
too because we're talking.
Yeah.
There's no brake skid, so maybe they cut a brake line.
Yeah, but I, in all honesty, I think he was just drinking. As much as they say he wasn't, I
Yeah.
I feel like he was. Because again, the hotel he was at, the one of the hotel workers said he got in the car and he was instantly speeding. Like he sped out of there. So there wasn't a time period where he was just driving and then all of a sudden sped up. He started driving fast. Like he sped out of there. He left. So I hope
it, and like just logically, it's exactly to your point, Chris. It starts off with a very like he starts speeding, right? Yeah. And then it says like the path, like towards the end of the path, he starts to kind of like slow down, and somebody sees him driving in a normal speed limit type thing, right? So in my mind, I'm like, well, if he was impaired, then he's just crashing, like he's getting drowsy or something, like, and there's no brakes, like, so he wasn't
trying to take any sort of evasive or defensive maneuver.
Yeah, there was no break, exactly. And then he like almost hits one thing, and it was just like erratic, and then he was lucid and calm.
Do you think that he would have had a suicide attempt?
No, I don't know. Or
that
it was a seizure,
like the Call of the Void. I forgot what it's called, but it's like how you picture yourself on a cliff, but then you want to jump.
Yeah,
it's some weird French ambiguous term for it. Like it turns into Call of the Void. Maybe he had something like that, like crashed a car, dude.
Yeah, I just think it's weird that the media are like really painting it all like like it is a tragedy, obviously, like it's horrible, like, and all these celebrities are coming out already and stuff like that, but I feel like they're missing that key point of information that separates it from, is this a tragedy and he just had a horrible accident, or was he responsible for this and he had a horrible accident? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
I'm sure something
of information missing.
Yeah, what I'm thinking is that something is going to come up after his recovery. I think they want to. It's like you don't want to hit him while he's already down. He's already probably struggling with the fact that he probably won't
like uplift him when he's already down either. You know what I mean? Like it's just
do you see people uplifting? I see people like wishing him well and like wishing him like a safe recovery and everything. But I don't think I've seen people like uplift him and say like.
Well, that's what I mean. No, every news article is redemption arc. This is a tragedy. This is will he ever play again? And then also, this Genesis vehicle is like the best vehicle he could have ever had because it's like the safety rating or whatever, and it saved his life. And they're painting it with this brushstroke that he did nothing wrong.
Yeah,
and I just think that's kind of it's not journalist like integrity there. I think that they're missing that piece of information, and then they can paint it however they want to. Yeah, if they paint it like, oh my gosh, like Tiger had a horrible accident, and we really wish him the best recovery, and he might never play again. And this thing comes out where he deliberately messed himself up and hurt himself. Then I would say like, well, crap, he had drugs in his system and he might not ever play again. Like that's a key piece of information. I
see what you're saying. What I'm thinking is that they could have saw this as like a life ending incident, and they could potentially they could have potentially like, you're right. They could have said all these like endearing things or had these like redemption arcs linked to every article about it, and assuming that he could have passed.
Yeah,
but I'm anything about like the previous drug thing, there was a CNN journalist who was like, like, remember like back in the day, like maybe like could this be a possibility, and all these other like
relapse,
or he could relapse, like the possibility of relapse is there, like is that a thing? And people were just like smearing him, like other publications were smearing that person. Like, wow, what the heck? Like, how could you say such a thing about Tiger? It's just, I don't know.
I'm pretty sure once he's like
TMZ has no problem
yeah
covering that sort of crap. So
yeah,
just go to TMZ. Let's see what.
Let's go TMZ. Let's.
I feel like once he's good and recovered, we'll start getting like the deeper look into the issue, and I feel like that's when all of the like juicy information
I think so
will
too.
come out.
Yeah.
I think they're just holding on to it for now.
I actually went to TMZ, and the article was Tiger Woods' blood sample wasn't taken at the scene for several reasons, and it was just basically saying like the sheriff said, "Oh, he's not drunk." That was literally it.
Just a rich elitist getting away with it.
I mean,
He got a good. He has a good publicist.
and
He had to hire a good publicist.
Everybody knows Tiger too. I mean, it's like, everybody there knows Tiger.
Like in terms of athlete, yeah, I think he's the most recognizable athlete outside of Michael Jordan.
Yeah,
Is Tiger.
He won his first major trophy at what, 20? 20 years old, I think.
Bet.
Maybe even younger. Yeah, like it's like his first major was probably like 20.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
but yeah.
Anyways,
But I have something to bring up though,
yeah.
and more and not as pressing news as someone's life.
Yeah, let's get out of the conspiratorial life.
So, of course, we're all big foodies on this channel. As you see, we've done several reviews of food and stuff like that. Of course, me being a foodie as well. The chicken wars are not done. This is Chicken Wars 3 Triple Boogaloo. McDonald's and Taco Bell have launched new chicken sandwiches.
Oh my god!
McDonald's themselves launched 3, and they look just like a normal chicken sandwich. It's not like a McChicken, like the little dollar one that you can get with some extra mayo, and it's like the greatest thing ever at 2:30 in the morning.
It does look better quality,
but it looks like it's better quality. And a bunch of reviews say like they're not that good. Like they're still the McDonald's of chicken sandwiches, basically.
Well, they're still the McDonald's of fast food restaurants. I don't know what people were thinking when McDonald's said they were going to come out with a chicken sandwich.
But it looks good. It honestly looks like they're more copying Chick-fil-A than they are trying to copy Popeyes.
Yeah.
Burger King also has one too.
Yeah, and I haven't seen the Burger King one, which I prefer Burger King over McDonald's, of course. But it looks like they're trying to copy. Like it looks like everyone's trying to copy Chick-fil-A rather than Popeyes, because Chick-fil-A is like easier to replicate.
Yeah, exactly. They don't have the stuff to make a like deeply battered deep fried thing.
Yeah, and then put like a huge fat chicken breast like right on top. Yeah, like they're not going to have the. But nor do they want that logistical support. McDonald's is all about convenience in America. So,
the thing too, like Taco Bell coming out with the chicken sandwich, but
so it's like but it's a taco.
Okay, hold on. Yeah, tell me about this, because I'm like confused why Taco Bell would do.
But they don't got the beefy Frito burrito anymore.
That's what I'm saying.
They can do a chicken sandwich. Come on.
Why?
Come on, dude.
Like they don't got they took away the beefy Frito. They took away the other Frito one, like the nacho one. The nacho. Yeah. They took that one away, but they can't. Okay, so it's like it's like a flatbread type shell.
Yeah,
and then it's like a single chicken strip, and then like some like spicy mayo sauce. And I was just like, this is the stupidest thing ever. But I will go try it.
Yeah, I'm gonna go try it. But like, you're missing your forte, dude. You took away our beefy Frito burrito. I'm not gonna
I'm not gonna go to Taco Bell like, oh man, you know what I need? A twist on a chicken sandwich.
Dude, when I go to Taco Bell, this is literally the last thing I'm asking for. I remember when they had the flaming hot Fritos too. Like,
exactly.
I love
Frito burrito.
Yes. Yeah. I'm going there for their dog meat ground beef and they're terrible nacho cheese. That's what I'm going for.
Crunch.
I'm not going there for chicken sandwich or
like,
flatbread
or
whatever you call
chicken
it.
items that are on there. Like they have a chicken quesadilla.
Their chicken chalupa is good.
Okay.
Chicken chalupa is good.
The chalupa in general is great.
Yes.
But I'm not going there for their chicken items. I'm going there to get some tacos and some burritos and that wonderful nacho cheese to pour all over my body. Like, that's what I'm going for. I'm not going to be like, oh, you know what? I need to get a random chicken strip wrapped in a little flatbread thing. No, you're an idiot. You're dumb.
The dumbest.
Dude, just go to HEB and get the frozen chicken there and just a tortilla or something. You could do it.
And then they have a spicy chicken taco sandwich thing where it's the same thing. They just put jalapenos on it.
I'm done with this.
I'm
race, dude.
I'm glad that they put jalapenos in though. They don't use jalapenos enough as Taco Bell should.
That's true. I agree with that.
I do enjoy the fact that they like at least thought to add jalapenos. It's still going to be garbage, I'm pretty sure. But like, I don't think Taco Bell, as attempting to be a Tex-Mex or Mexican restaurant, they don't use jalapenos enough.
True.
It's like Popeyes and Chick-fil-A are the superpowers. They got the nukes, right? And everyone else is coming up with like the first pistol. You know?
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what it's like.
Dude, come on, dude. Like
get
out of here.
Like when I go to Wendy's, which is really, really rare. I'm not a big fan of Wendy's, but I'm going for their spicy chicken nuggets. That's it. Right. I'm not going for, but they came out with another chicken sandwich, like the jalapeno popper chicken sandwich.
Yeah,
and that one looks decent, but I'm not going to go try it. I don't. The three major fast food chains of McDonald's, Burger King, and Wendy's. I'm not going there for your chicken items. I'm going there for your for your beef.
Yeah,
you know?
He wants the meat, dude.
I want the meat.
Where's the beef?
You know, like Burger King, I'll hit up your chicken fries all day. Bring back spicy chicken fries.
Yeah, if I'm going to Wendy's, I'm going for the Baconator. If I'm going to Jack in the Box, I'm going for their
Jack in the Box has new chicken sandwiches too.
Oh jeez,
I'm going.
They
to
have
Wendy's,
like a chicken sandwich deluxe, and then like some other chicken sandwich, like a spicy version.
I'm done. I'm boycotting chicken sandwiches now.
I really am too. Like,
I'm done with it. I don't need a new chicken sandwich. Like everyone's trying to get in the game. It's like, dude, you're like years behind.
Popeyes has ruined.
It's
Popeyes
embarrassing.
has ruined chicken sandwiches for the worse.
Yeah.
It's like
they really have.
It's like the fidget spinner thing, you know, like fidget spinners, and then everyone's got to make a fidget spinner, and then we're oversaturated with fidget spinners, and then we're not going to want chicken sandwiches anymore.
Exactly, like
right now, like right this second. Like
now,
I don't ever want chicken sandwiches.
I don't want to go to Popeyes anymore, guys. Like I don't like Popeyes anymore.
Yeah, I don't like Popeyes. I'm gonna get shanked there, and I don't like risking my life for a chicken sandwich. You know,
I went there once, dude. Emily's dad came down, and we all went to Popeyes, and we got a whole bunch of Popeyes chicken sandwiches, and it was great.
Yeah,
but I was in there, and I the more you spend at Popeyes, the more you have time to look into the kitchen and see something fall on the ground and then pick it up and then continue working without washing their hands. You know what I'm saying? And then you realize that it's Popeyes and they're probably not the best kitchen personnel, like following all the rules.
Yeah.
And you're like,
well, remember in like Kentucky or something like that, Tennessee, a guy got shanked in a Popeyes parking lot.
Well, hold on. Did we ask what he did wrong?
He cut in line, so you know,
you wanted a Popeyes chicken sandwich.
So, like, I'm not saying it wasn't justified. I don't condemn or condone his action. Yeah, but you know, you go to Popeyes, you're gonna get what you're gonna get. I still that chicken sandwich.
You shouldn't lose your life like going to Popeyes.
Your life over this.
Yeah.
If anything,
you know who hasn't done a chicken sandwich remake or whatever? Sonic.
Nah. Sonic doesn't. They did add this.
They need it, in my opinion.
I don't think so. They added this like Philly cheesesteak.
I saw that
thing, and it looks so good. And I definitely want to try.
Tater tots on it. Ooh, that's that level.
Like, it's like a Philly cheesesteak with tater tots and I think cheese.
Yeah.
Sandwich used to be my go-to, but now it's never been the same for me. It's never been the same.
I don't think I personally don't ever like go for their chicken sandwiches. I just genuinely like their like burgers, like
I
the
do
regular
too, yeah.
burgers and everything else.
And I
Also,
think-
their drinks. Obviously, their drinks are amazing. The whole nerds in a slushie. I'll get that Route 44 blue raspberry slush with some nerds, and I'm set for like a day. It's good.
The
Yeah.
last few times I've gone to Sonic and got a burger, I overcompensate. I get like the jalapenos, I get the bacon, I get everything
Ooh,
in there.
you get
And I'm-
fancy.
yeah, like I'm really ready for it, right? But
Mhm.
but at the end, I feel like I was missing something, like flavor or something. You know what I mean? I don't know. I can't explain it. Like
I feel like
I'll,
I know what you mean.
I'll be like halfway through the burger, and I'm like, what's
Kind of
missing?
just missing that extra piece.
Yeah, but it's loaded though. Like it's loaded though.
Uh-huh.
It has everything. It has the bacon. It's a double meat, double cheese with jalapenos. It's got the sauce I want.
That sounds so good.
But it just does. It's like I'm halfway through, and I'm like, do I need to eat this slower or faster? Or like put some more sauce on it? Like what's missing from this burger? I don't know. That's
Yeah.
a whole nother story. But you know,
But yeah, so like I'm tired of these chicken sandwiches, and
yeah, man.
I mean, like I understand if like KFC goes and does their stuff, or like churches, because they're chicken places.
KFC did evidently.
Yeah.
I haven't tried it yet, and it's
I haven't
supposedly
tried it.
okay.
It honestly looks like the one from before. Just bigger.
How funny would it be if KFC just came out with like a regular beef burger and we're just like advertise that as better than everybody else? Like, I feel like that'd be quality advertisements. Like, while everybody else is going on chicken, we've created the best beef burger. Like, do something outlandish.
We need somebody to completely flip the script. Honestly, that's how you're going to get control of this. Popeyes and Chick-fil-A have already won. They've established their dominance.
You know what?
To take it is to flip the script, do something new.
You know what I would do? Okay, we're at Taco Bell, right? And we're getting Liddy. Okay, so I would go out and create like a taco burger, but I'd get the patty or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I'd put enchilada sauce on there. I put red enchilada sauce on there. You know, make it like an enchilada burger. That's what I would do. That's what Taco Bell needs to do. Taco Bell, hire us.
I love it.
Hire us right now, Taco Bell.
Dude, like a crunch wrap, dude.
Or use
burger inside and a lot of sauce, dude.
What if because sweet Hawaiian rolls, what if they made like tortillas and they would use that for like their soft tacos? That would be good. Right? Like a chalupa, but the shell is a sweet Hawaiian roll or a crunchy wrap, and oh man, that would be ideal. I'm definitely getting food right after this. I'm gonna be honest.
I know.
Oh, yeah, I'm hungry, man.
We always end on food.
Yeah.
Mountain Dew, Baja Blast needs to be a Game Fuel flavor.
That needs to be a Game Fuel flavor. Yeah,
that
absolutely. The sugar free ones are the watermelon and the raspberry one are great.
I love the watermelon. I finally got to try that thing.
Yeah,
freaking
watermelon.
I've had it like 5 times since.
Yeah, it's so good.
Wait, how have they not jumped on that though? I feel like that's like the ideal. Everybody loves Baja Blast.
Such a secure, secret location of Taco Bell, and they just need to. Well, I'll tell you what. We had a chance.
We had a chance, but
America's dumb when it comes to democracy, and voted for a failed 1990s product instead. So, which failed promptly again.
Like a year later,
they finally they sell the Baja Blast in bulk
in the quote unquote summertime.
They used to, yeah. I don't know if they have been doing it. Well, we haven't been out since COVID, so freaking I don't know.
And they have the Baja Blast Freeze.
Yeah,
I don't get. Yeah, they should have a Game Fuel. I don't.
They should legit flavor everything with Baja Blast. They should have a Baja Blast flavored Dorito Loco Taco.
Absolutely,
I would buy that. Heard.
Tropical.
That's like a Baja Blast flavored ice cream or like sorbet. That's what they should.
Oh, that would be good, dude.
I'm so down. Oh, shout out!
And they actually like cut up limes and put it in there too.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah.
That would be a good idea, dude.
A little acidity, a little citrus.
Dude.
We should go on Chopped.
We
Food
can
Network
use
show.
that for our Witch's Brew, dude. Like if they have a Mountain Dew Baja Blast sherbet or whatever.
Yeah.
But use it as your Witch's Brew. Or your
you could probably just like go out and get Baja Blast and just make your own ice cream with it.
That's actually.
Oh yeah, you probably can. Yeah.
That's very
And
true.
then just use that for the there it is,
Yeah,
right
I
there.
think we should take initiative and do it ourselves. You're right, dude.
Yeah,
You're absolutely right.
We can't rely on Taco Bell.
No.
Rip Daft Punk. Daft Punk is Rip.
I didn't even know they were French.
Oh yeah, bro.
I didn't know that.
They're like the
I
only.
thought they
group
were
I know
American.
from
I think
France.
everything's American, and it's not. Like Red Bull's Austrian randomly.
Two homeboys from France just doing
Yeah.
a dance thing.
I mean, I listened to them on occasion. I was never like a really big. I don't know where all these Daft Punk fans are coming from,
Yeah.
especially on various social medias where I'm like, I'm pretty sure this person's never even heard of Daft Punk.
Yeah.
And then they're like, "Oh man, they're going away. It's the worst day ever." They haven't made music in like almost a decade. So
My older brother loved Daft Punk.
yeah,
And that's where I listened to a majority of it. I actually didn't even know they broke up. That's crazy.
Yeah, it was just a few days ago.
yeah, it's pretty
yeah,
recent.
It's been 2013 was Random Access Memories, so it's been a while. They do things here and there, and it's just it's like
Yeah, like they
they're
haven't
getting old. Really, that's it.
a very long time. So
Yeah.
but no, they were good. The Tron Legacy is the best music score outside of like any Hans Zimmer thing. But
One more time.
yeah, like that's how I found out about Daft Punk and
Yeah.
listened to them a little bit. They're nice.
A
They're
couple summer soundtrack things there.
Yeah.
Memories. And
Yeah.
it just means we're old and stuff.
Oh no! Don't do that, Daniel. Don't do that. We have someone having a midlife
When a
crisis.
band from 1993 finally breaks up, it means you're old.
When My Chemical Romance broke up, that's when I was heartbroken.
Yo,
But
I
they're
got heartbroken again because they were broke up, heartbreak, right? They
Yeah.
came back and they were like gonna get a huge tour, and then COVID hit, and
Oh
just,
yeah, that's
I
right.
knew a guy who bought tickets like the day.
One of our coworker.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
he was so excited. He bought tickets. They weren't coming to
Yeah.
Austin. They were somewhere around
It was
Austin.
Houston.
Yeah,
Houston,
like
yeah.
Houston and
Like he
Dallas.
bought tickets and he was like ready to go, and he was so excited. And then COVID happened.
I was legit.
I don't even know if he got
gonna-
refunded. Who knows?
Yeah. Oh, that.
I think it did. I think he
These
said it did.
venue places are really bitchy about refunds. So
Yeah, man. It's rough, dude. It's so sad. Like,
Yeah.
they were planning this epic comeback, and then that happens. Like, holy crap.
That's crazy, dude. My Chemical
Thanks,
Romance.
COVID.
I grew up on that.
Yeah.
who didn't grow up on
That that emo kid life.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, man.
that like I can like kind of do it. Like they have like the one eye,
Yeah.
Like,
Oh yeah, dude. That was me.
The very like smoldering look.
yeah. Put on some eyeshadow.
I don't have enough
Yeah.
hair to do it anymore. I used to have really freaking long hair back in the emo
Yeah.
days.
I tried to grow my hair out, but I have curly hair, so it comes down and it curls. What was it? Lionel Richie? Y'all know who Lionel Richie is?
Yeah.
yeah.
It was like that.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah, so it's like
Yeah,
nice
little
and
fro.
luxurious. Yeah,
Little
This is
Seth
crazy.
Rogen, bro.
yeah. And then when I moved to Austin, I cut it all off. I was like, none of this. I can't deal with it anymore.
Definitely not.
Anyways, do you guys have any final church announcements? Anything else to add on? Anything else? Any other thoughts? Thought of the
We'll be
day?
back to our regular scheduled programming after this harrowing ice apocalypse. So to everybody affected, shout out, pulled
Yeah.
through.
Shout out.
So-
Stay safe.
Yeah.
I don't know.
If you've never driven on ice, don't be brave and go drive on ice. That's my advice.
Yeah.
There were
Yeah.
some horror stories, man. It was
Yeah.
bad. Anywho.
So
Alrighty. Well, anyways, thank you guys for listening. Be sure to share, subscribe with your friends. Subscribe and share with your friends. Again,
Yeah.
like Elijah said, we will be back next Saturday and every Saturday after that, regular scheduled programming. So that's been another episode of the Thought Arcade. Thanks, guys.
bye.